It's Wednesday. It's 8 p.m. I'm Rich.
I'm Daz.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Martin. Run the VT, Daz.
You're the joker, the expert, the voice, but you're one of the crowd. A vision of weakness you don't.
Well,
I'm just waiting now because I know somebody else is going to do it.
Mark knows someone's going to do it, doesn't he?
Do it, and you look like that's fine.
Go on, Mark. We love you doing it. Go on, mate.
No, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to come up with
I
something
like you
new.
doing it.
No, I'm going to come up with something new now. I think we've kind of used and abused that. I think I need to come up with a different entry. I'm going to research really shit presenters and come up with something.
Research your word.
Research a word. Yeah, that's me plan for the weekends. I'm not doing nothing after me partying last weekend. I'm doing absolutely nothing this weekend. So yeah,
I don't blame you.
I was a little bit worse for wear. Huh?
I don't blame you. I saw the pictures.
And
the video.
Yeah, they were, and the video, yeah, they weren't good. But I mean, there was nothing compromising. It was just me singing with a house full of other drunken Irish people, which was kind of the norm, really. It could have been a wedding, could have been a funeral, could have been anything.
All 2 meters apart as well. Fair play to you.
Yep, we were
Well
2 meters from the next house, anyway. But yeah, it was fine.
I want to know what this video was. I don't think I've seen a video.
Yeah, it's on our WhatsApp group.
I've seen a picture, but I've seen 2 pictures, but I don't recall seeing a video.
Yeah, no, it's on there.
Check.
There's a video on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, in fairness, you're probably way too busy. You know what I mean? Your fingers are stuck to the keyboard this week, so CPS has you burnt to the ground.
Oh, mate.
So we go live. Go live, lads.
Yeah, get on then.
Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we'll get the show on the road. Chris, as in you, not this Chris.
Oh yeah, there is a resemblance though. There's a
I wonder what Chris you were talking about then.
Are you going to keep an eye on the scores tonight, Chris?
Absolutely, as always.
That's cool. So we'll just go wait on Rich then to update us.
We'll wait on Rich to prop me. Yeah. So yeah, tonight, as most of you will probably know, we've got a big Champions League semi-final match. So it's currently 0-0, and PSG are at home to Man City. And as I say, we're 3.5 minutes in. I've got the match on the telly, and I'm going to make sure I keep you all up to date. And I want to try and beat Rich on this. So if something happens, my aim is to get it in before Rich, because Rich normally puts it in the group and goes, Chris, are you going to say something? And then I go, oh yeah. So I'm on the ball tonight.
To be fair, Chris, you're under even more pressure tonight, because unfortunately I'm about a minute behind because I'm only streaming it. So if you don't get it, you've got a minute head start on us. So
yeah. No excuses then, Rich. No excuses.
And Julie, you're on Julie, you're on the breaking headlines. So if Liam Kennedy presses that button that we're all waiting for him to press, you let us know. Cool.
So what is that going to be? Because is everybody taking guesses, or do we actually know what that's like?
I don't think anyone knows.
I thought Daz had a little bit of information, and he kind of got shot down in our WhatsApp group quite quickly after he mentioned it there the other day.
I've seen that.
No.
Yeah.
I was just fishing.
So I'm just wondering, is the little Galway lad there in the know, and he's not spreading the word there?
That's it. Time for.
See how quick you move that on then.
Loaded headline.
Yeah.
Something fucking suspect about that, I'm telling you.
I know nothing. The amount of DMs I'm going to get now asking me the questions.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to DM you.
Daz put in our WhatsApp group, the takeover is off. That's the news. No, it's not.
Okay, I think it's time to move on, lads, and we move to first item we're going to look at is both the Premier League table and the Championship table, because a lot of the places have been kind of been sorted really at this stage, more or less, to some degree. Let's more so the Championship than the Premier League. But let me go to the Premier League first. So we all know City be nailed on to win the title. Man United will finish second, you imagine. I imagine Leicester come third, and then it's a battle for that fourth spot, and with Chelsea looking best placed at the moment, obviously. Then at the bottom, we all know the story there with Sheffield United. You can't even see them now anymore. They're gone. They're relegated. That's handy. The banners there. But so battle between West Brom, Fulham, Brighton, and hopefully not Newcastle anymore. Newcastle are looking safe these days.
No chance.
But what's your thoughts, Dads, on the Premier League first?
Well, start with the important tier, which is the bottom, because obviously that's where we're concerned. I think now that the three that are down in the bottom three will stay down. I can't see Fulham getting more than 5 points, and there's a 7-point gap to Brighton. Fulham's running's pretty awful as well, and they've just got no form at the minute at all. What's that? 1 point in the last 15. Whereas we've obviously had a fantastic run, and we've got 8 points out of a possible 15. So that's been a fantastic turnaround, especially with the teams that we've actually come up against that we didn't think we possibly could get anything against. And I think that's what's been the most positive thing for us. We've picked up points against Spurs, picked up points against Liverpool at Anfield as well. And to be fair, the Wilson goal shouldn't have been cancelled out, so we should have technically won that 2-1. Had a fantastic win against West Ham as well, and a comeback win over Burnley. So I think we're safe as houses now. And to be fair to Brighton as well, I think they're safe as well. Top end of the table, Leicester. I don't know that Leicester.
Richie, I'm getting blamed for this still. I had nothing to do with it. Oh, nothing to do with that.
It had Irish all over, as Paul said. I don't know. Regards Leicester, I think they're a bit inconsistent. The form that they had at the start of the season, they pretty much replicated last season when they've died off towards the end again. So I'm not too sure whether they might hang on to it. I don't know. Chelsea just seem to have a bit more momentum. They've only lost the one since Tuchel came in. That was when Silva got sent off. And it was a bit of a freak result. Apart from that, they've been pretty consistent. So I think that they might overtake Leicester. Leicester might have to go through the qualifying. So I still think it'll be the same top four, just the third and fourth in a different order, I think.
Cool. Cheers, Richie.
What do you reckon, Chris?
Okay. So, Daz, throw that table up again for us, mate. I've got a pretty good idea of it anyway, but I just want to make sure I'm not chatting absolute bubbles by making stuff up that's not true. But first of all, like Rich, I'll start at the bottom. I'm absolutely delighted, that obviously Newcastle have picked up the points they have. Again, like Richie, I think it's it was a little bit unexpected. I think we all knew that we were going to pick up form, as soon as St. Maximin and Wilson were back in the team. And obviously the change in shape and the change in personnel on the pitch has made a big difference. And Joe Willock's been in fantastic form. He's been getting some really important goals. So, I now, and you can quote me on this, there's no way we're getting dragged into that relegation zone. It just won't happen because, as you can all see, and for anyone at home listening on the radio on Saturday, Fulham are in 18th place on 27 points. And then the gap to 17th, which is Brighton, is 7 points. And with there only being 5 games left, Fulham would need to win, well, certainly to catch Newcastle, Fulham would need to win 4 games. Just to kind of like catch up with us, and that's assuming, it's just not going to happen. Basically, that's done and dusted. Like Richie, I agree. I think Fulham are staying down. I do expect Brighton as well to pick up some points. I'd be very surprised if Brighton don't pick up any points in the last 5. And in terms of the top 4, it's a difficult one actually because I don't know, obviously Chelsea played last night, didn't they, in the Champions League against Real Madrid and got a really good 1-1 draw at the Bernabeu, by the way. So I don't know whether Tuchel will have one eye on the Champions League, so I don't know whether that could be a little bit of a distraction for them. Werner's not in good form. I don't feel like West Ham and Liverpool are quite dead and buried yet. Don't get me wrong, it looks like it's going to be Chelsea. But I don't think that's finished yet. I think, there's still some twists and turns on the way. And surely Liverpool can't keep this terrible run of form up. Surely. I mean, even we got a point at Anfield, and that's unheard of. So, I do expect Liverpool to turn it round in some capacity. I mean, for them to not get Champions League, in the top 4, that's absolutely crippling for them. I mean, Liverpool. To be fair, Liverpool, should be in the top 4, because of the team they've got and the manager they've got. And if they don't finish in that top 4, that's going to be a big blow for them. So I think it's still open. And certainly as a person who's very against the Super League when it was proposed, I would actually really like to see West Ham nick it. I think it'd be great for football, and it kind of point the finger at everyone and say, look, this top 6 isn't as set in stone as what you believe it to be.
Well, to be going, just touching on that before we go to Mark, it's true because obviously with Leicester and West Ham both looking like they're going to be in the top 6. It basically proves that Spurs and Arsenal aren't part of the big 6 as they all like to think they are.
No.
Greed. Exactly.
Just say that at the start of the show now. Just go greed.
Yeah, greed. Greedy Spurs. Greedy Arsenal. Probably have to be nice. I think we've got Arsenal fans going on load of mag on Friday. Better be nice. Yeah, I think the bottom 3 are gone. I think Fulham's running is probably as sketchy as ours. I think, 8 points. We've had a good run, but I suppose my caveat to that would be it does in no way gloss over an absolutely shit season.
No.
And I still want Bruce out, and 5 in 20, whatever it is still not good enough for that club. And he needs to be gone. So, yes, it's been great to get a few points, but absolutely does not gloss over an absolute balls of a system and season that we've had with him in charge. So, I think at the top, there's a few games to play.
Ooh.
I'd love to see Leicester overhaul Man United. They do play each other, and I think there's points to be played. Obviously, Leicester have got a cup final. Man United have got Roma in the European League. So I think there's points there to be grabbed. Like United have got Liverpool, Villa, Leicester, Fulham, and Wolves. Leicester have got Southampton, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, and a cup final. So you'd kind of expect Man United to finish in that second position, but I would love to see Leicester overhaul them. Obviously, my pre-season favourites of Spurs. Lads, you've let yourselves down. Not only with your monthly payments for a stadium, but you've also let yourself down in the league. So yeah, not great.
Cheers, Martin. Just to answer Keith Roll's question, no, we don't have the League One table loaded, Keith, but I know Hull were promoted. Peterborough will finish in second, and Sunderland are in the playoffs. I know they played Blackpool yesterday. I think they lost to Blackpool.
That's 1-0.
So it's playoffs for them again.
Yeah, exactly.
The interesting thing is as well, if the table finishes as it is, they will play Blackpool in the playoffs, and they've lost.
And they'll get beat at Wembley again.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, look at you laughing now, the boys from the Void. Your boys took one hell of a beating at the Coast.
At the Coast.
Right, well, let's go to the championship table, I think, on that note. For here, Norwich have a 1. They're actually they don't have a 1, but they're both Norwich and Watford are promoted, and the playoff positions are assured now as well. No one can catch them. The order could change, but so it's going to be Brentford, Bournemouth, Swansea, and Barnsley. And at the bottom, then Wickham are gone, more or less. Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham, to me, I think are going to go down. Now Derby could be brought into it as well, but if they got a point or two, they're going to be okay. They have a game in hand, but look, they had a batch of games together. I think they had a COVID situation, so they catch up on a lot of games.
Lost.
Yeah, so and Derby are not too much better. So I wonder would Rooney get relegated? So what's your thoughts, lads, on the championship?
And he's on time. It's been a goal, boys, in the Champions League. Would you want to guess which way it's gone?
PSG.
Yeah. PSG, and do you know what? I've got to say, I mean, I've not been watching it intently, but Man City have been under the cosh for the last 15 minutes. Every time I look up, PSG are just sitting in their half. I'm just waiting for the replay to come up now. It looks like it was Marquinhos. Yeah.
It's a good header.
It's a corner. Yeah, corner come in. Marquinhos, to be fair, he wasn't being marked very well. Yeah, he's just come running in. No City players followed him, and he's had a free header. But it was, to be fair, as Rich has just said, it was a very good header. But yeah, he's just been left unmarked. It's easiest header you'll see. 1-0 PSG.
On the Frenchman.
Passed by
Go on, Mark.
some stats.
Sorry,
Cheers
Rich.
for coming on. Cheers for coming on Loaded Mag the other day, Keith. Great to have you on.
Yeah.
As well.
Is he back? He's back this Friday, is he? He's doing
can
stats
ask
for
him.
the Arsenal game.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
thought he was our regular.
Can I
Yeah,
ask him?
Keith. So
Ask
there
him
you go.
live.
Yeah, Keith. So I'm telling. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm telling you. We'll send you a link. You're on Friday. Get the stats ready for the Arsenal game, lad.
You're on,
That's
Keith.
simple.
That's it.
I texted you the other night, said you're in. So we'll send you a link and we'll let you know what time. Have the Arsenal stats ready, and yeah, be good to go. Sort your internet out. You'll be sorted, lad.
That was perfectly class there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Richie,
Bring the
think we'll do
championship table back up then.
There we go. I'll get rid of that comment as well from Judy. Give us a sec.
Go on then, Mart.
There you go.
Norwich and Watford coming back up. That's great. They'll go straight back down. Brentford, I think, probably deserve to be in there because I think they've had a cracking season. Taking Norwich, I suppose, aside of it. But I would love to see Barnsley come up. I know it's probably... Look, they're in the playoffs. Anybody can win it. So you never know. But I think I said a few weeks back, I used to enjoy going to Barnsley as an away game. It's great, tight little ground, great spot for beer. So I'd love to see Barnsley or Brentford. But yeah, not really a lot of love for Bournemouth. Swansea's too far to go. Hard to get a point as well in Wales. So yeah, no, wouldn't be fussed on them either. So yeah, don't mind. The bottom, don't really care. So
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of good news. Keith Rowell has handed in his notice, and he is joining us on Friday.
there you go, good man, Keith.
Taking the
There he
position.
There he
Yeah,
is.
he's just
So
going to
what-
roll with it.
He's gonna. And we
He's
should
gonna-
play that tune every time we bring him on. Play a
He's
bit
going
of
to roll
that
out the
tune.
stats.
What time are we on? We're on 8 o'clock. Same time. Ed, he can be out. He can
Yeah.
be his half-8 slot every Friday. Loaded Mag, come on and do the stats.
That's how it works here.
Yeah,
Decisions
there you
on
go.
the
Decision
spot.
made. That's how the decision's made. If we were live and we were all in one studio, it would be like Stato. We would just put him in a corner on a stool and just get him to sit there and watch for an hour, read out his 5-minute stats, and then sit there and watch. Good. I was good. To be fair to him, he was brilliant last week.
He
'cause
was
did
very
first
good.
Yeah,
show.
he was.
And
He was capable.
that's a big step up. He was nervous, and he came on and he gave a big shout out to the big hairy Bulgarian, Andre, and said there was only one stat up. But I thought, in fairness to Keith, I tip my hat to you, sir. I thought you did a really good job. Looking forward to you being back on this week, mate.
Can we call Keith like mini Stato or something, maybe?
Oh, we could do. We need to kind of come up with a name for him.
Yeah.
Can we come up with can we do similar to without rubbing NUFC matters? But can we come up with like a little tune for him and a bit of a? Do you know what I mean?
We could.
Let's do that. I
Uh,
think he needs his
yeah.
own little intro that we can put on for him. Doesn't
Yeah,
he?
a little ditty. I'd like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it with
Right,
me.
let's do that. Let's
need
get
a
find
bit
a
of
bit of
time.
music.
Daz, could you throw that championship table up for us again?
Sure. Let's do that.
I don't want to spend long on it. I just wanted to, I just wanted to point out, and again, this is something that we all said as a panel a few weeks ago. You know, look at the job that Daniel Farke's done at Norwich. You know, they were in the Premier League last season. Obviously, they went down, but they cut they cut their cloth accordingly. They didn't overspend when they came in the Premier League, and they anticipated that it was a realistic chance that they were going to go back down. They did. They kept hold of the players that they needed to. I think it was really important keeping hold of Max Aarons and Todd Cantwell, and obviously they kept hold of Pukki as well. And look how well they've done, and it just kind of highlights, doesn't it? The issue that perhaps, and this is what I think we said the other week, the issue that Sheffield United could have now. They've got rid of Chris Wilder, which I still think was a really odd decision. Because why couldn't Sheffield United go back down and come back up next season? There's no reason why that couldn't happen. But now, I think they've put themselves in a real jam, because if they don't make the right appointments, they're in big trouble, aren't they? I'm pleased Watford have come back up. I think Watford are probably a Premier League team. I'm pleased that they've come back up. And in terms of the playoffs, I take Martin's point about Barnsley, but for me, I'd love to see Brentford come up because they've had 2 near misses now, and I have been a fan of Thomas Frankel, so it would be Thomas Frank. So it would be good, if they came up. I think that'd be really good to see what they're like. They could be the new Bournemouth, but maybe just a bit better.
The thing with Norwich coming up though is he's not going to be able to play the expansive football he is in the Championship because they'll get torn apart. So he's playing. They're playing really good football in the Championship, and good attacking football at pace, good transition. But if he does that against some of the bigger teams, where like us, you gotta go with a deeper back five or change it. So I'll be interested to see how he responds to some of the, I suppose, the larger games. I'm not going to say the bigger games against the top 6 because obviously, as we've seen tonight, Arsenal and Spurs aren't big teams anymore. So I think it'll be interesting just to see how did Norwich develop that they don't leak goals and end up bouncing straight back down again.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that he's learned his lesson, wouldn't you? You'd hope, because he's got that year where he's gone in, he's tried to play good football, and if you remember the start that Norwich made in their first season back in the Prem for a while, they did really well. I think Pukki was like top scorer, wasn't he, for a few weeks? Everyone was going, oh my god! And then obviously it all died down. But I'd like to think they would invest wisely again.
I was going to say who they buy in the summer is going to be important.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they need to be looking for experience.
I think Leeds smart. Leeds is going to be the what's the word I'm looking for? Leeds is going to be the what they should be aiming for, because I think Leeds, Bielsa's done a fantastic job with them this year. They've played really nice, attractive football, but when they've needed to grind results out, they've gone and done that, and they've done enough. And now they can just build on the really good first season back in the Premier League that they've had.
But Bielsa's shown that you can build a really good team that could be competitive without having to spend crazily and blow budgets.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at Bamford. I mean, a lot of people wrote Bamford off when he was at Borough and places like that. Bielsa's taking him under the wing, lad scoring goals.
He loves him, doesn't he? They bought Rodrigo in for 28 million from Valencia, and he can't get in ahead of Bamford. He's actually moved Rodrigo into the number 10 position because he's so happy with Bamford in the number 9. Yeah.
But I think that 10 does fit him as well. So someone's definitely got. I can keep hearing feedback, lads.
Yeah, don't know what's up. There's a question from Dave as well, Dave Harrison, about why does Rio hate the tune so much?
Because he's a knob.
That's the answer I was looking for. Correct.
There you go. That's it. Next question. He's just an outright knob.
Okay, I've missed loads of comments. But lads, we have to move on. I think we're going to run out of time on this. I want to go to the next headline. We're only on the second headline. Here we go. So next up is the Arsenal takeover, our potential one. Daniel Ek. He's a 38-year-old Swedish billionaire. He's a co-founder and CEO of Spotify. He supported Arsenal since he was 8 years old, back around the time Freddie Ljungberg was playing, Swedish international. So he wants to make a bid for Arsenal from Stan Kroenke, and he's not interested in selling. He only took full control in 2018. He's supposedly enlisted the help of Henry, Bergkamp, and Vieira as well. So, what do you make of this one, lads? Will it happen?
I don't think it will, but just before I move on to touch on it, I just want to say something about the Championship table. I hope Bournemouth come up with Norwich and Watford, and the reason being is, and I don't know whether you were aware of it, it was actually said that if all 3 come back up, each team in the Premier League will get nearly an extra 7 million regards to the transfer, because they will not have to pay parachute payments next season for them.
Yeah.
So
that could be our transfer kitty.
That probably will be. Yeah, probably will be if we're still in the Mike Ashley. Anyway, in regards to the Arsenal takeover, I know that Kroenke's basically come and said, "Look, we're not looking to sell" and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, that's the sort of thing you could say when you might be looking to sell as well. You talk about it being a 2 billion takeover cost, and that's where they would start at. I just thought it was interesting how Arteta's come out and he's back Stan Kroenke. But to be fair, I suppose what else can you say when he's the owner at the moment and stuff like that, and he's the one paying you wages. The interesting thing I thought about it, even though I don't think it's going to happen, is that on the same day that they announced the takeover, Spotify also decided to put their monthly subscription up by £2. So it looks like we know how they're going to try and pay for it. I thought that was really, really interesting here, but no, I don't think it's going to come about. Like, to be fair,
a bit greedy that he'd fit right in.
Yeah. So there you go. Do you reckon, Chris?
It's yeah. I mean, do you know what? Imagine now being an Arsenal fan. Obviously, you know, Arsenal. To be fair to Arsenal fan, you know, Arsenal are a big club. And, you know, they have literally nosedived, haven't they? I mean, you look back over previous seasons where, you know, they were challenging for titles, winning titles, invincibles. You know, I do feel for Arsenal fans. And I think the club has been ran poorly from top to bottom. I did feel sorry for Wenger when he was getting all that stick. Albeit I could see why they wanted rid of him, because I think he outstayed his welcome a little bit. But I like Richie. I think Kroenke could sell. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a club owner now and somebody pays well over the odds from what you paid for the club, and you know things are still uncertain, it looks like fans will be back in stadiums, but it's no guarantee. There's going to be a big, massive overdraft. They're probably still paying off the stadium because that's still pretty new, the Emirates, isn't it? I think like Richie, Kroenke's come out and said, "Oh, the club's not for sale," so that he can drive that price up. I think he would definitely be interested in selling. And like I say, if I was an Arsenal fan right now and I knew Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, and Dennis Bergkamp were involved with this, this Ek fella, I'd be really excited, and you know, it could really turn Arsenal round. But I tell you what's pissed me off a little bit. I've got to be honest. If this deal just goes through like that, it stinks. Absolutely stinks. Now, no offense to Arsenal fans, but you know, I expect this to drag on for 6 to 12 months. If this gets done in like a month or something, then fingers have got to get pointed, because I'm not being funny. We've waited long, hard, and by far enough now. We've all had enough. You know, our takeover for Newcastle should be happening, and if that happens even before our one, then it's absolutely ridiculous.
I think the interesting thing will be is whether they're still worth a £2 billion price if they don't get into Europe this year. That'll be the interesting question to see whether we'll try and drive the price down.
Yeah,
because obviously they're not going to be worth $2 billion not being in any European competition.
But then hasn't he already bid the money, Rich? And hasn't he bid it? And he knows full well they're not getting it.
He hasn't officially tabled a bid.
But he said he's got the money.
Talk is. It's about $2 billion. Yeah, he's got the money for it. He's got the offer there, but he wants to talk to them about. But apparently they're not entertained at the minute.
Who's to say it's not just a play line to take away the heat of the situation with the fans protesting?
Yeah.
Change the subject. I think the other thing as well, would it be a case of when fans go back into the stadium, if you're not in a premium seat, does that mean that the match stops for adverts at different points until you pay a premium seat? Because that's what he does on Spotify at the minute. If you don't pay Spotify premium, you get adverts in the music.
You lost me then. I was like, what's he on about?
It's free up until that point.
Yeah, exactly. But look, I'm sure, you know, this guy that created Spotify, I'm sure he's okay. But then I'm sure there's some fishwife in Sweden somewhere that's got a dirty story because he did whatever. And, you know, I'm sure there'll be complaints, and Khashoggi's widow will find some crack on him to come out and protest, and everybody else. So, and I'm sure...
fishwife.
Yeah. I'm sure that our good friend Luke probably has a story as to why a takeover shouldn't happen. But yeah, the one thing I will say, you know, with regards to Arsenal, that you know they're another club with great history and have had, you know, Wenger did a lot for them. But the one thing I would say, given last week in ESL, I would massively applaud the Arsenal fans and Chelsea who came out protesting. Not only against, they upped their game because it eventually became, you know, against owners. You know, Man United have done the same against the Glazers, and Liverpool fans, you know, against the Merseyside Red Sox or whoever there is sponsors them. But at least they know how to protest. Like, we've had 14 years of crap from Mike Ashley, and we've got a fan base that's so divided we couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. So at least they know how to get out there with some proper banners and get out and protest and put bums on seats and get out and do it right. So fair play to them. At least they got out there and made their point. and made it visible. It'll be interesting to see whether black and white fans do that. If this takeover that we want falls through and we're stuck with Mike Ashley and Bruce, will there be the same level of protests outside the ground?
I'll tell you what, Mark, it's really, really, really interesting you're putting that out, because I remember watching the video of the Chelsea fans in the street, and Petr Cech was like telling them to calm down and stuff. And, you know, I also saw, you know, at Liverpool, they were doing something similar. And, you know, the first thought that came to my head was, this is how you this is how you do a protest. This is how, you know, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that, you know, that it's like I fully approve of it. But people are passionate about the club. People are passionate about English football, and I can fully see why it happened on this occasion. But it just made me think, do you know what? This is how you protest. This is how you kick off. This is how you get a reaction. Because, I mean, exactly. I'm not criticising anyone who did the Newcastle one, you know, when we were saying about Ashley out and stuff like that. But do you remember even when, you know, when Keegan sold Andy Cole, and Keegan was outside on the step, something to explain it, and people were, you know, there was atmosphere, there was passion. And nowadays you just, I don't know, you just don't really see it, do you? It's like people stand there with a flag, and like, you know,
the interesting, the other thing for me was that, you know, because it was those clubs, Sky Sports had fucking cameras everywhere.
Oh,
it was all over the news,
breaking news,
you know,
wasn't it, everywhere?
And it was all of a sudden it was all these big stories about bad ownership. Like, you know, not being funny, Sky Sports and all you crappy ass pundits and reporters, where have you been for the last 14 years?
Yeah,
nowhere to be seen outside of St James's. All right, your man Keith, whatever his name is, goes out there and tries to report it, but we've been, you know, there's never been the same level of it, you know, all over TalkSport, all over the papers, all over Sky Sports. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. It's just double standards across the league, across reports, across TV channels. It's just, you know, a pain your fucking hoop with it.
We're not a top six club, Marv. We're not a top six club, and we're not from London. So we equally.
Difference.
Yeah.
Rant. I'm on a rant.
I think we should move on, lads, because we're only on the second item in the headlines, and we have a lot more to go before we get on to our new section. And Paul's waiting in our green room. So I'm gonna just fly through this next section. We're not going to really go around the table talking about. We'll just mention it. That's okay. Try and claw back a bit of time. So first up is the Hall of Fame. Yes. So Henry and Alan Shearer have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. You might have heard. And there's the website is open where you can vote for the next people to go in that Hall of Fame. So I think you get to vote on 6 players. Ignore Michael Owen there. He's not meant to be there. That's a mistake. But yeah, you can pick whoever you like.
Where's Sean Wright Phillips in that?
No, not at the minute. Not at the minute, man. Unfortunately, for you.
He must be in the lower leagues. Yeah,
must be. No, you get. I think it's the next 6 to go in. You get 6 votes, and there's 28 nominations. Top 6 go through to join the Hall of Fame, but it's all voted for by the public. Whereas Henry and Shearer were added literally through merit alone by the actual Premier League. So it was nice to hear Henry actually say today that Alan Shearer was the most lethal striker that he ever saw in the box. Period. And all these people like Rio Ferdinand who wouldn't put him in his top 10. What a dick.
Right.
And also a massive shout out to Mark Goldbridge from YouTube, who had an absolute girl's hissy fit because a Man United player wasn't the first one to be inducted into it. So, man, get over yourselves.
Do you know what? I know you don't. I know you don't want to spend.
Goal scorer for the Premier League. Why would he not be the first one?
Yeah,
absolutely,
I know you don't want to spend.
Has to be the first player.
Yeah, of course he does. I know you don't want to spend time on this, Daz, because I know we've got to move on.
We've been chatting.
Yeah, but we've got to mention it. I know Paul mentioned it in the chat earlier as well. Like, I'm not being funny. As a pundit, how can he say something like that? He's played against Alan Shearer. He's played with Alan Shearer for England, and you just think, are you on a different planet? Like, not only is he you know, the Premier League's top scorer, he's also the Premier League's top scorer when he played for Newcastle, who for a good chunk of the time he was there were not very good, and he's still the Premier League's top scorer. Imagine Alan Shearer hadn't joined Newcastle and joined Man United, he probably would have scored even more goals. He'd have probably been on 300. It's mental. It's absolutely mental.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. It just makes
The
it look
good
like
thing
a
is, if Rio isn't happy with that, he could just maybe club some money together and go out and buy his own Hall of Fame.
There you go. Sorted.
They'll end.
Yeah, it was good to
Oh.
hear Liam Kennedy have a pop at Rio as well, and he's called him a good footballer, but a useless pundit.
Yeah,
That's
great
we'll move
footballer.
on.
Yeah.
We'll move on. Chris, I think this is your one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How's your broadband?
Loaded leaderboard. You know what? I was
Nice one.
dying to do like a little stunt then to pretend that my internet had gone, but I thought no, I won't. Okay, so Daz, as always, mate, I haven't seen anything. I've got to be up there. I've got to be. I think I had some good results this weekend.
I don't know.
I'm interested to see this leaderboard, mate. Put me up my misery.
Yeah, so, actually, Richie, you picked the exact same teams as me, and we had a
Yeah,
shocker.
and as soon as you told us, I turned around and said, "I'm cooked."
Yeah,
Didn't I?
exactly.
As soon as I said that, I'm cooked.
Come on, show me the money.
Brave Martin called all the shots, went against the grain, and look where he's ended up.
Oh, yeah, boy, yeah.
What? No, you kidding?
Shocking.
Right, okay, for everyone listening at home, I can't believe this. Martin is top of the leaderboard with 70 points. Me and Richie are joint seconds, and again, Daz, you're going to love this, mate. Daz is third.
Normal
Thanks,
service
Chris.
is resumed.
I'm gutted with that. I can't believe that.
I told you, lads, I do it every week. We did the scores. You laugh at me every single week.
I was
And it-
laughing at you last week. But I
it
wasn't
come-
when those
it comes
scores were
right.
coming in.
I told you.
Oh,
Let's look at this week.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm speechless. I've got to be honest.
I'll jinx it
Well
now.
done, Mark. Well done, Mark.
Now I'll make a mess of it.
Okay, so this week we've got matches on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is nice. So the Friday night kickoff at 8 o'clock, we've got Southampton at home to Leicester. Big game for Leicester, this one. I'm going to say draw. What about you, Daz?
Leicester for me, Chris.
Mitch?
Leicester for me.
Yep, Leicester.
Ooh. Well, there's a point I've got back on your mouth. Okay. Right, okay, so we've got the Saturday game, early kickoff. We've got Crystal Palace at home to Man City. And I believe if Man City win this one, they've wrapped the title up. So I'm going to say Man City away win.
Man City for me.
Yep, City for me.
Yep, ×4.
Fantastic. Okay, next game, 3 o'clock kickoff. We've got Brighton at home to Leeds. I'm going to say Brighton home win, and they practically get themselves safe then.
Leeds for me.
Ooh, draw for me.
Leeds.
Okay. Next game is the early evening kickoff. So we've got Chelsea at home to Fulham, and that's a 5:30 kickoff. I'm going to say Chelsea home win.
Chelsea for me as well.
Richie,
Oh,
you're
Chelsea.
third. We haven't changed it around.
I know. I was just sending a message back to Daz. That was all. Chelsea.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll take the rank outside. I'll go Fulham.
Oh God!
I got to take one every week. You never know. It comes off.
I know. No, it does. You're right. And you know what? Chelsea played midweek, haven't they, against Real? So you never know.
That time and they drew a little sneak.
They need it, mate. Tell you what, Fulham need it.
Yeah.
Okay, so late kickoff on the Saturday, 8 o'clock. Everton at home to Aston Villa. I'm going to say Villa away win.
I'm saying draw. Draw here for me.
Tough game, though.
Everton.
Tough game.
Everton for me.
Yep, Everton win.
Okay, boys. And then Sunday, early afternoon kickoff. Certainly a game we'll probably all be watching with great intent. We've got Newcastle at home to Arsenal. And boys, all day long, home win, Newcastle.
I'm going with you this time, Chris. I'm saying home win, Newcastle, because of that Europa League ties.
Yeah, I'm the same. Newcastle home win.
Arsenal win.
Oh.
Because
Okay,
it's not
Mark.
about the heart, lads. It's not about the heart ruling. It's about the head.
No, you're absolutely right. To be fair, you're right. But isn't it nice to be able to have a little bit of confidence going
It is
in?
nice,
Home
but
to
I think
Arsenal?
Arsenal. It'll be by an odd goal. It won't be a big scoring game.
No,
It'll
it
be
won't.
a stupid. It'll be either an implosion or it'll be a silly, scrappy 1-0.
Yeah,
But
yeah, absolutely, mate. Okay, interesting one next. 4:30 on Sunday. We've got Man United at home to Liverpool. Even though I said Liverpool are going to turn it round, they've got a good record against Man U. I'm going to say ball draw 0-0.
I'm saying Man United.
Draw for me too.
Liverpool away.
Whew. Okay, and then the evening kickoff on the Sunday at 7:15. We've got Spurs at home to Sheffield United. Nice easy one. Spurs home win.
Spurs home win.
Yep, Spurs for me.
Yeah, Spurs.
Waiting for that then. Okay,
I thought about it.
yeah, you did. Monday early
Draw's
evening.
not an impossibility.
No, it's not actually. And Sheffield United won last game, didn't they? So who knows? Okay, so Monday evening, 6 o'clock, we've got West Brom at home to Wolves. I'm going to go for a. Wolves are shocking. I'm going to go for a West Brom home win.
And same as me. I'm going for West Brom win as well. Just think they'll pull it
Yeah.
out of the bag. Yes, Wolves are very bad.
I am as well, to be fair.
Shall go the other way just for the crackdown, Wolves.
Yeah, I tell you what, mate, it's a good job Wolves have picked up. Good job Wolves have picked up the points they have because they are literally dropping like a brick, unbelievably. They just can't win.
They're due one though.
Yeah.
They are due one. You're right, Marty. You're right. Okay, and then late evening on Monday, last game, we've got Burnley at home to West Ham at the 8:15 kickoff. I'm going to say West Ham away win.
I'm saying West Ham as well.
Yeah, West Ham for me.
Draw.
Champions League push. Come on, you Hammers.
Nice one. And the good news is that Jace and Paul are in the green room. The contenders are there in the wings. We're just going to fly through the shout out to our sponsors and then we shall get the guys on. So, Martin, let you talk about Mind, Body and Soul.
Mind, Body and Soul. Yes, the two guys who look after us sponsor-wise. Mind, Body and Soul, been with us from the start. Reminds me, we actually need to do a giveaway, lads. An April giveaway. So maybe on one of the shows, maybe next week then to see us into the first week of May. But yeah, Mind, Body and Soul, the guys help and assist anybody with mental health issues. In particular, men. They've also been helping out people who have just found times incredibly hard at the moment, helping them out financially. Again, I give the same pitches I do every week for the guys. They do a massive job. They're an absolute full-time non-profit charity. A great range of merchandise, as you can see, worn by my good self tonight. A very nice Mind, Body and Soul hoodie. They do a great line. Every penny that's spent on it that you purchase from them goes to helping out other folks in need. So, yeah, you can get them on www.mindbodysoul.uk and on Twitter at mindbodysoul.uk or mindbodysoul.uk, sorry, without the dot. So thanks to them.
Cheers, Martin. Just want to give a shout out to our partners, Away Day Radio. And as people know, our show goes out on Saturday from 1 to 3, and there's usually about 2,000 people listening to us. I don't know why, but people listen to us. So yeah, that's nice to have those guys on board as well. Yeah, we must. I think we're going to be on the website as well soon on their website. I must follow up with Dino on that. But then who would like to the shout out to Retro Souls?
Nobody.
Go on, Martin.
Shall I do it?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
We're
Retro
used to it.
Soul. Lee, who we buddy up with, who does a range of pre-owned and new Adidas Super Soles, as it says down there, hashtag Bear Your Soles, independent retailer of Adidas original trainers, new and pre-owned, all trainers for sale are 100% authentic and prices to suit all budgets. Lee, obviously, we've been kind of buddied up with him for a little while now. But what we've agreed with Lee, as we get into the Euros this summer, he is going to sort out some giveaways. And we're going to do something in and around when the England games and stuff are on. So we will get something, and we will do a few competitions over the Euros, when I'm sure we'll have a couple of shows going as well. So big shout out to Lee and the Retro Souls, and thanks for their continued support.
Cheers, Martin. Okay, I think it's time for our news section. Are you ready, Richie?
I certainly am, yeah. Loaded fan favourites.
Okay, so we're just going to tell you a bit about this first. I'm going to read it out here, so my rules. So our plan here, first of all, we needed something to replace Loaded 11, and I'll finish off actually where Loaded 11 went first. That's what I'll do. So we had our dream team, and we needed a manager. So we put the poll out for the manager, and surprise, surprise, the winner was Sir Bobby Robson.
Yay. Well done, Mitch.
There is only one.
Well done, mate.
That was mine.
Martin. Yes, Martin.
Oh, sorry, Mark.
That's okay, mate. That's okay. I'm happy with the leaderboard. Richie can take that one if he wants.
And surprise! Myself and Rafa came in second. I didn't even notice that. See?
I did notice that. I was actually going to text you and say, God help us if somebody wants to put you in charge.
Yeah, see, I'm ahead of Sir Alex Ferguson and Jose Mourinho with Rafa, of course. But yeah, I'll take that. Okay, yeah, no, back to Loaded fan favorites 1 to 11. So what we're going to do here in our new section is each week we're going to bring on 2 viewers. They'll join us in studio and they'll tell us about their Premier League all-time dream team. So they send us their team 24 hours in advance or so we can do a bit of work on it, and they'll join us on the show then, and they will go through their team and why they made the selections, and we'll do then is we'll put their team up on a Twitter poll, and we'll get the viewers to vote who should go through to the next round. So our plan here is to have maybe 16 people come on to each week, and then narrow it down to 8, and you see the pattern here, ultimately leading to who is the overall champion. And I think we'll have a prize for the overall winner as well when we get that.
Yeah,
a few weeks away. So I think it's time to bring on our first contenders. The first contender is no stranger to us. You might have remember our I think it was our second show we had this chap on. Brilliant musician. Here is Jace Campbell. Welcome,
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, mate. Right.
All good,
Welcome
Jace.
back, lad.
Right, yeah.
Good to see you.
All good.
Dress for the occasion. Dress like I'm going to Salford away or something.
Tell you what won't be too long, we'll all be allowed back in, lad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you? Nice.
Yeah,
one
we're
for
not too
getting
bad,
on.
mate. Thanks
Nice
for coming
one for
back on
getting
again.
It's all right. No worries. Pleasure.
Now, would you like to know who you're going up against, Jace?
Let's have it. Come on.
Here's Paul. Hey, welcome, Paul.
You all right?
All
right,
man.
All good. All good. All good. It wasn't me, by the way. I'll just say it was not me.
It was
Yeah,
guys.
right. I bet it wasn't.
And,
Yeah. Just remember, Paul knows.
may the best team win. May the best team win.
That's it.
Paul.
That's it. There you go.
So we'll get straight into it, lads. I
Teams,
think.
guys, weren't there? Two very
Sorry,
interesting
sorry.
teams. So two very interesting teams.
Exactly, they are.
Can we
who'd like to go first?
as a panel like vote as well who we'd pick?
Yeah, just on the Twitter poll, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Cool.
So, Jace, we'll let you go first. Okay, we'll bring up your team and you can talk us through it, why you made the selections, or and if you have a manager that you'd like to manage this team as well, just shout it out there. So I'll bring it up and you can talk us through it, Jace.
Right. So let's start nice and easy. The number one. Peter Schmeichel in goal. Purely because outside, before Salford, I was a United fan. Well, sort of still am. You know, if I'm picking Premier League team, it's it's Man United, and Schmeichel for me is probably the best keeper that United have ever had, in my opinion. That's
Nice one.
right. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, and moving up the pitch, we're going to right back. Got Gary Neville and centre half there with Ferdinand, because there's that connection there. Do you know what I mean? That United connection still. And also Gary Neville is he's one of my favourite defenders, because I mean he's played for United, he's a legend, and he's bought my club. Salford, he owns my club.
Yeah, of course.
You have to put him in then, yeah.
Is that why you put your midfielder in as well, Jace?
Hey?
Is that why you put one of your centre midfielders in as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got Scholes there as well. We've got Scholes there,
Yeah.
'cause, again, it's a connection. And Scholes is one of my personal favourite players, because he's just I've met him before. He's a great person. He's nice and that, and there's always a hole there for him. I've seen old footage of United and stuff, and a cross comes in, there's a hole, he arrives, bang, goal. So it's just, and Zinedine Zidane said he's one of the greatest midfielders he's played against, and you can't really argue with that, can you? Really?
No, exactly.
David Silva, chose him just because he's class, and I've always thought he was class at Man City. Yaya Toure, again, class player.
Yeah.
Ashley Cole, again, class player. One of my favourite, another one of my favourite defenders. Terry, sorry, but I just threw him in there. I thought, why not? And then at the top we've got Rooney. Because when I was a kid growing up, Rooney was like my player. Every United top I got, Rooney was on the back of it. Do you know what I mean? The number 10. Aguero, for obvious reasons, he's just a class striker. He's just absolutely out of this world, isn't he? Aguero still is. And Thierry Henry, because he's just a legend. I just thought to throw another legend in there, because why not?
Cool.
So that's my all-time Premier League 11.
Nice. Yes, I just a few things I noticed. You've got an all English back line there in the back four, and yeah, your team is kind of very Manchester based. I guess you're keeping it local, with a lot of guys from both City and Man United. So very nice. Cheers.
Do you know what I thought the interesting thing was? You can obviously tell the big rival between Man United and Liverpool, because there was no Liverpool players in that team.
Yeah. Hit that one on the head.
It's kind of exciting. Not bad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I remember. Well, it's not that long ago, of course. Yeah, Yaya Toure. There was times when he was unplayable. Like every game, he was for a time there. He was unreal.
Yeah.
Cheers for that, Jace.
But good luck, Paul.
Good luck, Jess.
Paul, I've seen your teammate, and I think Jace has got his hands down. Do you not agree, Daz?
I think so. Yeah, especially with this one, you want me to put up, Richie. You want me to put this up, don't you?
Yeah. No, that was the one you said before.
No, definitely not.
I had nothing to do with it. I did like the comments, though, Paul.
I'll have nightmares about
that. So, Paul, would you like to stick or twist with that side then?
Definitely twist. Definitely.
Definitely the right decision. Go on then, Daz, put his proper team up.
Okay, here's your proper team. Paul, talk us through it.
Right. Obviously, Schmeichel in goal because him for me at the time was like the best goalkeeper in the world. Absolutely class. He was like a man mountain, wasn't he? 6'4", really 17 stone, whatever. He probably single-handedly gave Man U the title when we were going for the title.
No,
some of the saves at the home game anyway, when the
Yeah,
people
the
wanted
game-
Cantona scored.
Yeah,
Cantona scored. Yeah.
what a performance! He kept us out. You know, with the amount of chances we had that game, it was unbelievable. Hell of a performance.
Some of his saves from, was it Big Les? Some of the saves he pulled off, man, it was just unreal. I've gone John Terry, centre half. He's absolute top draw. Good captain as well. Vincent Kompany. I think when he first come to Premier League for a good few years, he was probably the best centre half in the world at the time. Rio Ferdinand, I didn't want to put him in for his comments about Shearer, but class player, you know what I mean? So I had to put him in there. Got a few Man U players in, like.
You're being the bigger man, Paul. I like that.
Yeah. Good player, though, wasn't he? Good ball
very.
playing centre half. Really good player. Roy Keane, like holding role, just in front.
Good
Class midfielder. Quality. I mean, put a tackle in, score goals. And then the midfield, I think you'd probably get about 200 goals from them a season, like. Ronaldo, left wing. Obviously, Man U, he scored a lot of goals when he was at Man U. He got 40. Was it over 40 in one season? Did he get?
Did really well.
Yeah.
Close to that, yeah.
Obviously, Frank Lampard, highest scoring midfielder. Over 147 goals, I think he got for Chelsea. Premier League.
It's a hell of a return for a midfielder.
Oh, unreal. Then you've got Stevie Gerrard. For me, he was like top draw. Really good player. I remember him at St James's Park. I think they hammered with 5-1. And he got like a hat-trick and he got applauded off the pitch. He was outstanding.
Do you know what, Paul? I completely am just jumping in there. I completely agree with that. I mean, as you know, for the loaded 11, I picked Gerrard, and just what a player. I mean, maybe because I'm from Liverpool as well, and I've seen a lot more of them than most, maybe. But wow, some of those, every time he played against us, he'd run the show. He'd just run it. He could have just been on the midfield on his own, and he still would have dominated our midfield. What a player!
That performance at St James's Park was probably the best I've seen, like from a midfielder.
Yeah.
Like watching Newcastle wise, anyway. All these players I picked up, I've actually like seen them live. So I was debating whether to put Colin Hendry in. I don't know if many people remember Colin Hendry.
Oh
yeah.
Great defender.
He was a quality defender. I was going to put him in, but I changed it.
Shearer up front.
Obviously you got Kevin De Bruyne, quality player. Really good top draw, good passer as well. Then you've got the two main men up front. You probably get 70 goals a season off them too. Henry, absolute class, majestic on his day. Really good player. And then you've got the main man, Big Al Shearer, all-time Premier League top scorer. You got to have him in. Simple as that. So
tell you what, Paul. One of the things I noticed about the team is how many leaders and captains you've got on that team.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable when you look at that spine on that team. There's going to be plenty of people giving Keane a mouthful back as well. It'd be interesting to see Shearer and Keane in a dressing room together as well.
God, yeah.
Do you know what, mate? That's a fantastic point you've made there, because haven't all those players managed their team? All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One point or another. They all have.
Yeah.
Well, they've all captained their own team.
The only criticism I'd have with your team, Paul, is if you look at, obviously from a point you'd want that team to gel. So my only pick would be putting Lampard and Gerrard together. When we did that for England, they never played well together.
That'd be all right, man.
Premier League always one or the other. So
different quality.
It's a great team, pal. But I'm just saying, they always had that issue. So if you look at it from an England point, you either had to play one or the other. So I think I'd probably have one or the other.
Martin, I'd probably have Pep as manager, like.
Yeah, well, that's a good shout.
Oh.
Yeah, because plays good football, isn't he? So
yeah.
Well, them players anyway.
Yeah.
And what about you,
Jace?
Jace,
Who do Jace have?
as manager?
Can you choose a manager, or does it have to be one of them players?
No,
one manager.
any manager, anyone.
It has to be the one and only Sir Alex.
Sir Alex.
Good
Nice
call.
one.
Great
Pep
system.
versus Alex. Two great teams to start off with, lads.
Yeah,
He's no
Yeah.
Daz and Rafa, but
classic.
he's okay.
I seen Pep last week in Manchester, just walking round.
Oh,
Just seeing him just crossing the road, and my mate went, Pep Guardiola, and I was like, what? And he was there. Like, it was just, thought I'd tell you, but just like,
did he ask you for your autograph?
Yeah.
I love Pep's dress sense. He's just casual, isn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
he blends in. So wearing many masks.
Doesn't give a shit, does he? He's just like, I'm just going to wear my jeans a day. Just not
jeans.
bothered.
Should be jeans and my work boots on.
Gazelles on.
Yeah, should be jeans and my work boots on.
Just want to say as well, welcome Jay Tennant. I see him in the green room as well. Jay, we'll get you on in a few minutes, mate. Sit tight there. Yeah, so I just want to bring up both your teams, guys, and put them side by side here. So the idea now is that after the show, we'll put this up on Twitter, and we'll have a poll, and everyone gets to vote for either Jace's team or Paul's team, and there are no losers here, but the winning team will go through into the next round. But so, and also, Jace, I saw some things on Twitter this week about a few gigs that you've lined up for. So I said I'd take a little snap of them, and you can talk us through it. Let people know where they're on and what's happened. So the first one is this one.
Yeah. Yes, the Hop and Hazelwood in Tilsley. I'm supporting a band called Angel Hill, along with another band called At Home with Lilac, and a DJ set by Paul Easy Eden. Tickets are £10. Inbox me if you want tickets. And you've got nothing to do. 10th of July, you've got nothing to do. Come down to the Hop and Hazelwood and give us a listen, see what you think. And should be a class night and that, and small venue. Can't be a small venue, so if you're free in that, then just come down.
Nice.
Have a great
The 10th of July. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is the second one then I spotted, Jace.
Yes, the Oasis gig, or the Woasis gig, actually. But Pendlebury Social Club, it's just very local to me. It's literally 5 minutes in a car up the road. So it's like a homecoming gig, you could say. But I get same again. Tickets at £10. DJ set by Paul Eden. And there's a link on my Twitter, on Jace Campbell 03 on Twitter. There's a link to go and get tickets. So get
Nice
some
one.
tickets now. That should be a great night. If you're an Oasis fan as well, it's ideal.
Perfect. And since you've been on, Jace, we now go out on Away Day Radio as well. So anyone listening on Away Day Radio, get in contact with Jace, and he'll point you towards where you can get tickets. So that's great. Cool. Paul, do you have any gigs coming up?
Yeah. Where are you playing over the summer, Paul?
I'll get Kendra on. She'll do some songs for you. Couple of glasses of wine again.
Yeah,
Great,
let's
lads.
go.
I think our plan is now, and correct me if I'm wrong, lads, is that we're going to play out with Jace's tune "History Is History," and we'll say goodbye to Jace and Paul. I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Good night,
thanks for coming on, lads.
Thanks for coming on, lads.
Nice one.
Just
Best of luck.
Good luck, Jess.
Handshake there. Elbow. Look,
We'll see you at the gig.
Yeah.
Right.
thank you. very
Here's
much.
History Is History from Jace Campbell. Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Yeah,
Hey, lads.
bye.
The overcast skies are painted white, and the broken bricks still stand to this day. The rain falls
Great tune by Jay.
So,
Class that.
That's an absolute top tune to follow up from his original Lost
Oh,
that
it is.
we had on the second show. First and
Yeah.
second show. I think we played it in the first one, and we had him on the second ever show. And he just keeps getting better. I do get quite a few tweets off his dad, Chris, because we do obviously promote him a good bit. So he's class. He's a top lad.
Yeah.
Really nice lad.
If it was to pick between both tunes, I'd actually pick the History is History.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I
both of
it.
them,
Yeah.
but I think it's even better again.
Definitely
That's great.
As they say, he's a friend of the show.
Are you still there, Jay? I can't actually see you. But we'll try and get Jay on. He's something going on with his camera. Maybe we'll look at one or two comments there for a second. Kendra's on for your old school, Marcy.
Kino.
Lots of love for the tune.
Rightly so.
And Paul wishes them all the best. I'm gonna bring Jay on. It may be something just to do with his audio, but I'll bring him on, and we'll see. Hopefully he's there. So are you ready, Martin?
Ready. Loaded tune.
Nice one. So here is Jay, but I can't see him. Are you there, Jay?
You're there. That just rebounced that, didn't it? When you said
We're all there.
I'll remove him again. No, he was there. He was there a second ago. But no, I think he heard that Richie was going to ask him the questions, and he just
That's what put them off.
But you know what to do? Well, let's give him a minute or so to sort himself. Let's whack on one of his tunes, which gives us a good lead in to talk, and then it gives him time to sort himself out. So let's put a tune on from Jay, and then we can come back and we can hopefully we'll get him. He can sort out his audio and his visuals, and we'll chat after.
Yeah, he's actually just logged off and logging back in. I think so. Here is Knoxville. Great tune. What an introduction to Jay Tennant.
Keno will love this now. She'll be dancing around to this one. She likes it.
Yeah, she will.
Great tune. Love it. I think
Quality.
it's time to bring Jay out. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think
Bring
we've
him out.
been waiting long enough.
Welcome, Jay. And yes, we have you. Welcome, Jay. You're just on mute. Are you frozen as well?
Oh, he's froze.
No, he's not. He's not. He's there. Maybe not.
I don't think he is, you know.
He's oh.
Chris, have you passed him your internet provider?
No,
I must have done.
he's
Yeah.
inherited Chris Hall's broadband technicalities.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remove Jay again. And if I see him moving, I'll bring him back on.
See him like that.
Is he back in yet, Daz? I was going to say what we could do is just while we're waiting for Jay to come in, we'll just talk about those two Premier League 11s that Jay and Paul brought up. Jay's brought out and Paul brought out. Is there any particular one of those teams that you would go for?
No.
I'd have to go for the Paul Oxley team. Although I do respect Jace's team, and I really like the fact he's put Ashley Cole in there, and I was a big fan of Yaya Toure. But for me, any Premier League all-time 11 has to have Gerrard and Shearer in it. Has to. So that's probably why I'd just go for Paul Oxley. But I take your point, Mart. It's interesting that with Lampard and Gerrard in there, I think they could be vying for that number 10 spot that they used to always love to get in the box and try and score them goals. So that could be an issue. But I also like the De Bruyne one in there as well. I mean, De Bruyne, his crossing ability is just something else, isn't it? And I'm very surprised that Jace didn't have Ronaldo in his team with that Man U link.
Yeah.
What about you, Rich? What do you reckon?
So I think I do think I'd have to sway towards Paul's team over Jace, especially when he's put his proper side out. As I think his first team was appalling, but no, I think look through that. I think as we said before, there's captains and leadership all the way through that spine of that team. It's just built with leaders and quality all the way through. This, I would be tempted to pretty much replicate that. The only one that I'd probably look to change would be Keane and possibly put Vieira in there as the holding midfielder. I just thought Vieira was probably one of the only players who, on his day, would put Keane in his pocket for when Arsenal were going through their invincible stage and stuff like that. I just thought Vieira was different class then. And that's probably why I'd edge him over Keane. But apart from that, I think it's a pretty solid team all the way through. I'd possibly take Ferdinand out as well, just because I don't like him, full stop. Not saying he wasn't a bad player, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
What about you, Mart?
I think if any Newcastle fan looking at you going, "Oh, Shearer," and the rest of it, but I actually like Jace's team. I think his back five is immense. I think if you were looking at a back four, probably Company, the only one. I would have maybe switched around. I think if you put maybe Company and Terry, Ashley Cole and Neville. I love the midfield that Jace has got. Silva, Yaya Toure and Scholes, I think, is just outstanding. And then I think the front three, Henry, Aguero and Rooney, I mean, it's, okay, take Ronaldo aside and obviously Shearer. But I just think that front three, I mean, how could you not be excited by that front three with the three behind them, feeding them? Toure breaking into the box, Silva with the trickery, Scholes, just rampaging through. I just think Jace is just pinches it for me, purely on that front piece. I like the inclusion of Keane and Paul's. It's good to have a little bit of green in the team. I think De Bruyne is a piece. Ronaldo look goes without saying. It's the Lampard, Gerrard, the middle two for me. I kind of, it wouldn't be my pick. I think I'd have one or the other. Probably if I was choosing. Even though I don't come from Liverpool, I think for me, Gerrard was probably one of the best midfielders I've seen in my time as a footballer. So
I was just about to ask you that question, Mark.
Gerrard. Yeah, I would put Gerrard in. I think he for me, he typifies everything I would want as a player and as a captain and as a leader of my club. and I think he did that impeccably for Liverpool. And I think he's doing it now as a manager up in Rangers. So yeah,
he is.
Yeah. As much as Lampard got his goals, I think Gerrard is just put Gerrard into that other team and do a 4-4-2, and maybe take possibly Rooney out and have Henry and Shearer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a bit tough. It's a tough call.
Yeah, I haven't been really listening to what you've been saying, lads, but I just like the way that Paul has gone with Ronaldo and De Bruyne as his wing backs. Very interesting, like that. No joy on Jay, lads. He's tried he's tried loads of times there to connect, but
that could be the headline for next week. No joy, Jay.
I think we'll give him another chance. And how about we play another one of his tunes? And Richie, I'm going to let you select, because we've got Spectre, The Longest Day, and Star City Serenade. Which one would you like?
Oh, I'll tell you what. We'll get Star City Serenade on, because obviously we'll hopefully try and get him on, and with Spectre only getting released on Friday, it'd be nice to get him on to talk about it as well. So, is he coming on now?
Can you hear us, Jay?
Jay, you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I've had some shock.
Welcome.
Can you hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you, mate. We were just about to put another one of your songs on while we were trying to get you connected. Yeah, we've already played Knoxville for you while you were. I don't know whether you got a chance to hear that, but we played Knoxville while you were trying to connect, and got some really, really good feedback in the chat. Loads of people absolutely loving it. So we'll just go into a bit about obviously you actually, when I started helping out Martin pick out the music, you're the first person that I reached out to when I started through looking for new music, and I think I got a conversation stemmed back about 2 months now, don't Jay? We got talking about football, music, and we've had a bit of banter, not just over since February, but I mean, like every single week we've probably been in touch about something, and I just thought your music was absolutely fantastic. And the new single, which we'll play later on as well, that's another fantastic song as well. So, just tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into the music business, and what were your inspirations and stuff like that, Jay?
Yeah, sure. I've been doing it a while already. So I was in bands for like 10 years or so, and had some good times doing that, and played some decent gigs and did some good recordings and what have you. But it's just kind of like life kept getting in the way a little bit, and bands would split up and then start another one and what have you. So at some point, sort of 5-6 years ago, I just decided, due to like life reasons, like having kids and what have you, I'd sort of do it on my own if I could. And it's just kind of grown and grown really. So it's been working out quite well. But yeah, in terms of like inspiration, so loads of stuff really. But I kind of grew up with like some of the 80s stuff, and Britpop was massive for me. And then like some of the sort of early 2000s indie and all that kind of stuff. So inspiration from like loads of places. But I think the older I get, I kind of keep digging back, and really got into the Stones a while back, and the Doors and all that sort of stuff as well. So loads of stuff.
Yeah, I know I've listened to your back catalogue, because you've got quite an extensive back catalogue as well. I think you've released stuff over the last 5 years, and you can tell how your music's evolved along those years as well, which is really good. It's experimented with your sound as well, but it's all worked every single time that you've evolved it as well. But you can tell your influences along the way as well. And what we did is, when I spoke to you about what songs we're putting on, we have actually decided to put one of your older tunes on as well, just so people can show what style you were doing as well. Just tell us a bit more about the music you've just been releasing. Obviously, we've just had Knoxville on, which you were actually you gave us a sneak peek before it came out, and we thought it was absolutely fantastic then. And then obviously you've just had Spectre release on Friday as well. So just tell us about is there a new album coming out with them both on, or is it going to be like an EP?
Yeah, no. So basically, I started like working on my third solo album like ages ago, and I was kind of planning to finish it and then like start releasing singles and what have you, and then like lockdown happened, so it was kind of like I couldn't finish the album, but it's like mostly finished. It's a couple of tracks short, but
right, cool.
Well, yeah, just like a couple of singles off it, and then it's kind of evolved from there. So yeah, like you say, Knoxville was the previous single, and that was probably my most successful. So I think like each of the last 4 singles has kind of grown and grown, and been more sort of popular than the last one. And then Spectre on Friday, again, it's kind of gone up another level again in terms of like how it's gone down with people, I think. So yeah, it's been amazing, really.
Yeah, I've seen some of the responses that Spectre's got. It's a fantastic song. If people have listened to Knoxville when it came on, you'll feel exactly the same about Spectre as well. Just one of the questions I know Martin loves to ask, and we tend to get the answer the majority of times, but are you signed or unsigned? Has he froze, or has it got a delay there again? Can you hear us, Jay?
Say that again, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. One of the questions that Martin always asks every act we have on, 9 times out of 10 we get the same answer, but we always ask the same question. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Jay?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, just one question that Martin always asks is, are you signed or unsigned?
Oh, it's gone again.
Are you signed or unsigned, Jay?
We might never
Okay, so unsigned, yeah.
Unsigned.
Unsigned. Yeah.
Unsigned.
There's a slight delay.
Tell you what,
Like
you know, Mark,
I say this. I know. I say it every single week. We've been listening to music. I've been listening to music since we started these shows. Richie started doing it, and it's absolutely a travesty. Some of the people we've had on, some of the music, like that we've played in, and that's on the Spotify playlist. By the way, every band and every artist we have on, we add on to the Spotify playlist, the Loaded Football Weekly playlist. There's a little plug there. So you can re-listen to these over the summer when it comes back. We'll see it for the weekend, but it's gone again. But it's just, I just find it unbelievable that there's people like Jay making the tunes he does. Other people like Sir Jace, some of these others that we've had on, and they're unsigned. It's just unbelievable for me. Unbelievable.
I don't know. It's an absolute travesty, to be fair. Daz, do you want to go on to play Star City Serenade? And then what we'll do is we'll open up the questions for Jay to, like, obviously the rest of the lads and obviously in the chat as well.
Let's do that, Richie. Here's Star City Serenade.
And ghosts linger there. Shadow lovers and angels of the night, telling stories in moon-kissed twilight. This is your town, this is your town, broken but yours, and I'm all in. She comes after dark, see the shooting stars in the starry sky. Neon lights and the stars in winter skies, shining silver and gold in her eyes. Cigarettes and red wine on the balcony. She and I come alive in velvet sheets. This is my town, this is my town, broken but mine. And the crow says, she comes walking out on the bridge in blue moonlight. This is our town, this is our town, broken but ours. And the crow says, she comes after dark. See the shooting stars in the starry skies. And I said, she's a superstar. She has second sight under starry skies. And I said, she comes after dark. See the seven stars in the starry skies. And I said, she's a movie star. She has second sight under starry skies.
Tune that guy. Love that, mate. I think I like that one more than the first one.
I like that tune.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that better than
Yeah,
the
class dog. That's good.
Yeah.
Class tune. So, do you
still with
want
us, Jay?
to, Chris? Do you want to ask him any questions, or has Chris got a score update for us?
I've got a score update for you, boys. So last time I spoke, PSG were winning 1-0, but whilst we've all been chatting, Man City equalised, and that was through a De Bruyne goal. So De Bruyne put the ball into the box, or in the mixer, as some people like to call it, and it was one of those ones where everybody thinks someone's going to get a touch on it, and then nobody moves, and everyone leaves it, and it just crept in the far corner. So that made it 1-1, and then Man City had the free kick just outside the PSG penalty area. And Riyad Mahrez just hit a fantastic free kick. I mean, I've seen the replay, and Kimpembe from PSG won't be very happy because he kind of turns to his side, and the ball literally goes through the wall. But because Kimpembe turns, there was a little gap. Mahrez found it, and Keylor Navas had no chance. So it's 2-1 Man City with 17 minutes to go.
Nice one, Chris. And Chris wasn't late. He was waiting for the song to finish before he
Thank
came
you,
back
Daz.
on up there.
Thank you.
So,
Paul was onto that then when Paul was like, "No, you're late, mate."
he was having none of it.
So, Daz, Martin, Chris, do you have any questions for Jay then?
Is Jay there? Can you hear us okay? Oh, this isn't going well tonight now, is it?
Technical hitches.
There's technical hitches, and do you know what it is? Yeah, it does happen, and it's a shame because Jay is a genuine guy who's been really good with us and kept in touch and had it. No, he's back. Are you there, Jay?
We keep seeing movement, don't we?
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Everyone listening on the radio, it's just silence. No, it's we keep
for those on
bringing these
radio, for those listening on Saturday, we do have Jay Tennant sitting there. We have got a visual.
We did.
He's currently flashing on and off, and he's gone. And so we are struggling with technical difficulties.
Is there any comment in the chat, Daz, about what of any of the songs that
there are, but I think we need Jay to answer them. Who inspired him to make music? We can't really answer that for him. It's good for him, really.
I thought it was Jose Mourinho, was it?
Yeah, there are some Tom is coming up. Tom Dixon's coming up with some good questions there. But
do you know what? The main thing for me is we've got some fantastic music from Jay, and even if Jay can't make it on this evening, we've got some really good tunes from him. And we've had that brief chat with him, haven't we? And that is the main thing. And obviously,
he's a Spurs fan, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a Spurs fan. So that answers that. Paul was asking the question. He guessed today on Twitter that he was a Villa fan. I know Sam Lambeth was eager to find out as well. So if you're watching this back,
Jay,
Sam,
I think that's actually what's wrong with Jay's broadband. I do believe that all Spurs fans have been asked to downgrade their broadband and send a £5 a month to help pay Spurs Stadium. So there you go.
Yeah,
He's had to downgrade from fiber down to just a plug-in DSL line.
yeah, it was the Spurs version of the 1892 pledge, wasn't it? Help pay for the stadium.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a proper pledge, not like the shit we put together. But on a note, just for Jay, if we can't get him back on, two things can happen. One is obviously we can rerun the show, Daz, and get the questions, and then from a quiz point, can we if Jay gets his whatever technical difficulty sorted out, can we do maybe me and you, Chris, or whatever, do just a 30-minute one and get him on to do his quiz,
absolutely.
And give him a shot, even on a pre-record or something, play a tune, and then
definitely
we'll do something. So he's obviously struggling, which is a shame because he's got some really good music. Would have been great to have a good chat. But I think
he's been really looking really forward to getting on as well. You know, he's been in touch with us all the time. He's been plugging the show on Twitter all the time as well. He's been a really good supporter of us. So, you know, hats off to Jay for wanting to come on and you know, support us all the way. It's a shame he's obviously internet issues of you know, letting down tonight, unfortunately.
Sideswipe. No, do you want to drop him a message, Rich, and just let him know where we're at?
Yeah. Obviously, Daz, you lead the show and see what we're doing then.
I didn't catch that, Rich, but I was going to suggest.
Yeah, I was going to say you know what we've got left to do and stuff, so you just guide us on.
Yeah, sound. So I think we're going to play another tune just while you're sending that message, Rich. And I'm going to keep Spectre to the end because that's the new one. And so I think we'll go with the longest stay.
Can we talk about if he doesn't get back on when we come back off the song? Can we talk about the debt that Spurs have, just as a general conversation?
Do it for Jay.
We'll do it for Jay. I'm sure he would have, because I would have asked it, and I would have asked about the ESL and stuff and his view on it. So
yeah.
Let's what we've got time wise. We've got time, haven't we?
We've got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
My beating heart, you know, is pounding right out of my chest tonight. My beating heart, you know, will keep me going till the morning light. We don't know, we don't know the way we'll make it through, though. We don't know, we don't know the way. In camouflage, we move like shadows in starless night. In camouflage, we'll take you down. to some heroes along the way to go on, 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 la 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 la, on, 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 la 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 la, on, 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 la 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 la, on. This brotherhood, this brotherhood, this brotherhood, this
Nice one.
Cool tune.
Another class song. Another class song.
Let's get on to the topic of Spurs, and also just before we came on there as well. I know you want to talk about the debt, Martin, but linked into that was the talk of Harry Kane and saying that he wanted to win trophies, and we did touch on this in Loaded Football going back a few weeks ago. It was this the summer that Harry Kane would leave. Would Spurs cash in on? Maybe they have to now with this debt. It's linked into the conversation, I guess. So start us off there, Martin. What's your thoughts? You're on mute.
I did a spenny, and I know he's watching tonight. Sorry about that. So yeah, and listen, if you are a Spurs fan, I would say I take absolutely great delight in reading this out, and may it sink you. But anyway, Spurs debt. So their gross debt is 831 million. They also owe 140 million in transfer debt. So transfers that they've bought players and are still paying for. They owe 96. Yeah, Sissoko. Yeah, still haven't paid for him. 96 million in tax debt. Oh, I can hear reverb. They owe 9 million to trade creditors. A further 102 million. I know what that is. I could be on YouTube. Sorry.
Has
that gone off now?
Yeah, weirdly.
Bollocks, that was me. Yeah, that was me. Sorry. Muted and on the channel at the same time. What a dickhead. They also owe 102 million to other creditors. Jeez. So their current standing debt is 1.177 billion.
Wow.
That's currently being furnished at a cost of nearly 70 million a month. And to top that, they've just got the bill for getting rid of Jose and his team, which has come in at just over 30 million.
Jesus. They're just hemorrhaging money, aren't they?
So that takes them to just over 1.2 billion in furnished debt. For a shiny new stadium with a big cock on the top of it.
I tell you what, Mark. Doesn't it show that anybody out there who is questioning why the Saudis were interested in Newcastle? Doesn't that tell you itself? I mean, I'm not being funny. There's no way we're 1.2 billion behind Spurs. No way. No. If you invest 300 million on the pitch on our team, we wouldn't be far off Spurs. No way.
Yeah, but I think the argument I suppose you can have is, as much as I hate Mike Ashley, the one thing you would have to say is he has managed the finance piece, unfortunately running it like a business that we don't have that kind of furnished debt. Okay, we owe him a couple of bob, for money that he has put into the club, but I mean, when you're looking at trying to refurnish 70 million a week in 70 million a month in debt, I believe, and even as part of the COVID, because of the way that COVID has affected football, they've already missed 3 payments on their stadium.
What?
Yeah, they've missed payments on the stadium. So I mean, even if they let's just say for instance they sold Harry Kane and got 100 million. I'm not on YouTube and I can hear reviews. But anyway, let's just say they get 100 million for Harry Kane, which they won't because his knees are shot, and I think he's losing a bit of pace. And he's what?
His hamstring issues. His hamstrings go all the time as well.
Yeah, exactly. He talks funny. Let's say they get 100 million.
Did you do the impersonation?
Oh, you do the impersonation, Mark.
No, I can't do it now. I've got people watching.
These guys feel the pressure. That's why.
Randomly, we're putting them on the spot.
I'll do it later. I'll do it randomly. But even let's say they get 100 million for him, like they owe 1.2 billion. Like, what the fuck is that going to do? It's not going to do nothing. Exactly. It's not. It's only just about going to furnish one payment for the stadium. So it's just. I mean, do you know what? Genuinely, I actually do feel sorry for Spurs fans, but like, surely from a Premier League point of view, is there not something around the ownership models that you can just get into that kind of debt? What happens? At what point does your debt become unfurnishable that you go out of business? Is it the fact that you owe, if you, Chris, were, out of work and, due to COVID and the pandemic, you're 6 months out of work and you miss 2 mortgage payments, I guarantee you the bank are hounding you for that money.
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
And giving that back. So,
yeah,
is it the old adage and the old story of the more you owe, the less chance there is of the recovery.
Yeah.
If Spurs get to a point and go, do you know what, lads? Stadium looks great. I love having a big cock on the roof, but I can't pay for it now. It was a great pipe dream. We sold Harry, with his dodgy knees and his hamstring. But all we got was 100 million. So listen, lads, I know it's there's another 10 months yet, or another 8 months of 2021. But we're not going to be able to pay it, lads. Like what are they going to do? Take the stadium down?
And by the way, they're not having any Champions League income next season.
No,
exactly.
They've lost another 100 and whatever million of that.
Yeah,
7th.
Yeah, I think to be part of Champions League, do you not have to be part of the big clubs, the top 6? No, the big 6. Spurs and Arsenal aren't part of that party anymore, are they? Oh, how the mighty fall!
It's mental, mate. And you know what? You're absolutely right to point that out. We as Newcastle fans, we're right to have a lot of anger towards Mike Ashley, and he has ran the club horribly in terms of on the field and certainly the infrastructure. Like the stadium, the training ground, etc. He's made some horrible decisions as the owner of the football club, but I think everybody, if you take a step back, and certainly neutrals who, aren't as invested as what us Newcastle fans are, would say the one thing he has done is he's made sure that we can kind of, sustain and we can run ourselves. I think at one point, I don't know when it was, 2 or 3 years ago, we were the only club in the Premier League that made a profit because the club basically runs itself. We've got a reasonable wage structure.
Yeah,
we've not got a great
treated
team.
it like a business. He's treated it like he does his Sports Direct and his retail empire, which is you run to make a profit. The business makes a profit. You don't oversell. It was great back in the days when we bought Michael Owen and players like that, but like we were tits up in debt. Yeah. We were no different, but he came in, got a hold of the reins, and I get, look, he's let the academy fall down, the training ground's crap, the stadium has fallen apart. He is not a great owner, but he is a very, very clever businessman, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, you have to respect him. But you would then, it's great having marquee signings and building a fantastic stadium for 800 million. But, I could go out and, go, well, I want to, knock down the 10 houses alongside me and build a fucking palace. If I can't pay for it, I can't do it. So, at some point, you come out of school and you grow up and you're taught, you live within your means. If you live on a monthly paycheck or a weekly paycheck, you live within your means. You holiday when you can, you do things when you can. But it seems in football, they can just take 1.2 billion worth of debt and just go, it doesn't make a difference if I can't pay it this month.
I think the interesting thing for me regarding it, though, is that you know, you look at how much they're in debt, and I know they've had like a season and a bit of behind closed doors, and you know they would have had a kind of bit of match day turn income like every other club would have been in the Premier League. But you know, and obviously they were relying on getting in the Champions League every year. But that's just completely the wrong way to run a club. Full stop. Because and to be fair, who on earth would give the finance on backings like that? Because you're not guaranteed a Champions League every year.
JP Morgan.
you get your Premier League money at the end, your TV money every season, which is what around about 120 million. But if that's paying off your instalments on your stadium, and your match day is pretty much not, you know, going to be along the same sort of lines, especially with the debt they're in now, they're never going to be able to enhance their squad to compete, to keep getting in the Champions League every year like they were hoping. Because we all know what sort of businessman Daniel Levy is. You know, he wants top dollar for every player he sells, but wants to pay on a shoestring. He's done it all the time. He's, you know, it's the same sort of way that Mike Ashley's gone on, but obviously he's just done nothing regards, as Martin said, regards stuff behind the scenes. You know, this the way that St James's Park looks now is an absolute travesty. That's been just, you know, I can't remember the last time it was cleaned, let alone some other stuff that, you know, goes on just day to day run. But to go on the finance side of stuff on that, and to underwrite, I know they got obviously a lot of backing from the NFL, that they were going to do some NFL stuff with the Spurs stadium and stuff as well. But it's, you know, there's not that much finance in, you know, from the NFL games. They don't know what they do, two at the most. There, obviously they're still going to Wembley as well.
COVID's going to put a blocker to that until things change anyway. So
exactly. So, you know, and obviously I know the pandemic was unprecedented for everyone. But to be fair, whoever underwrote the loan for that stadium just needs shooting. They really, really do, because the Spurs are in absolute dire straits, because nobody's going to buy them out at the price that Daniel Levy wants. You know, I think they're talking more than the $2 billion that they want for Arsenal. And obviously that's with the fantastic, all singing, all dancing, state-of-the-art stadium, which is meant to be the best in the world. There's nobody paying that price for that Spurs team, because there's nothing on the pitch that's going to guarantee you a return, probably in the next 5 years at least.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Lads, I wanted, before I forget, there's a few things I want to mention, and I've actually just thought of a name for Keith as well. And
can I jump in one sec, just to let you know, it's full time. Man City. Oh no, it's not a goal, but it's full time. And Man City have beaten PSG 2-1 at Parc des Princes, and PSG actually went down to 9. They went down to 10 men in the last 10 minutes, so they're going to be missing Gana Gueye for the return leg at the City of Manchester Stadium. So fantastic result for Man City, 2 away goals there, and I think PSG are in trouble. Sorry, Daz, carry on, mate.
No, you really upped your game tonight, Chris. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Close this man.
Loving it.
Cammy strikes.
Sorry, Martin, I'm going to jump in before I forget where I'm going here. So first of all, I want to say to people, thanks for watching. To like and comment, and please hit that subscribe button. Yes. We broke the 200 mark this week. We want to keep going. We'll, for this month, for into next month, we'll be aiming to hit the 300. So keep hitting that subscribe button if you haven't done it so already, and that would be great. I just wanted to mention as well that coming up this week on Friday we have Loaded Mag. So Friday at 8 o'clock. I think we're going to have Spenny Mag on as well. He's going to join us, and we're going to have Keith Roll, and I've come up with a name. What do you think of this one?
Go on.
Roller Stats.
Oh yeah, to be fair, that's clutching.
I like that.
See what Keith thinks.
Keith likes it, yeah.
It's up to him. He's going to be stuck with it. So then
I hope you like it. Yeah.
Then also on Sunday, we play on Sunday. On Sunday evening, we at 8 o'clock, we're going to do the Loaded Mag Tune review. So a review of the Arsenal game that's coming up at 8 o'clock on Sunday, and But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to say, Martin, before I go into what's happening next week? I think
No, but the
ahead, yeah.
only thing is I did promise my young lad I would tell the joke that he told me, which was that his and this is just a wrap up of, you know, with all the bad connections and everything else. So he told me the joke about the man whose cousin was a magician who started to introduce trapdoors into all of his acts, but apparently it was just a stage he was going through.
I like that. I like that.
I thought it was good. Yeah. So
I like that.
I
And by the way, I'm still waiting for this Harry Kane impression. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it at some point. I'm not a fucking performance eel, you know.
I know, but
Keith likes it. Keith likes roller stats.
I've had requests to do Harry Kane. I've had requests to do Kieran off NUFC matters. I'm gonna have to start drawing up a list.
Richie, I think talk us through what's happening next week so we can get Jay's new song on Away Day Radio to play us out.
Yeah, so next week we'll have the usual loaded headlines, loaded leaderboard. What we keep saying, we're going to have mystery guests. We will actually have mystery guests next week.
We've got to keep that on. I love it.
Yeah, we've got to keep on. But yeah, we do. We have actually got 2 more guests lined up to take part in loaded fan favourites 1 to 11. Next week we've got loaded tune with special guest Jack Cattle, which, if you remember, we did have him on when we did the Wolves special about a month or so ago. So he's actually back, and he will be one of the people picking his fan favourites as well. We also have the loaded quiz with Jack. You can follow us on Twitter at LoadedHQ1, on Instagram LoadedHQ. Subscribe to Loaded HQ on YouTube with our hashtag our address is www.youtube.com/c/LoadedHQ. If you would like to subscribe to the channel as well, it's free while you're in there. Just remember, we do get quite a few views, but not everyone's subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to the channel; it's for free. And you'll get notified every time we're getting releasing the show, whether it be Loaded Football Weekly, whether it's Loaded Mag, or whether it's one of the match reviews. And just before we go into Jay's new single Spectre, I do have an update from Jay himself. He apologises to everyone for his Wi-Fi and 4G ruining his appearance tonight. However, he is going to get back to us with a date where we are going to do a 1 hour special just regards Jay. So it'll be probably myself, Martin, whoever wants to come and join in. And, we'll put a notification when it's going to come out, and we'll get that out for everyone so they can have a bit of a chat with Jay and listen to more of his music. So that's good to hear, at least.
Lovely. Thanks, Rich. Did you notice, Martin, where Jack was?
Yeah, the Temple Bar.
Temple Bar. Just threw that in there. See, we just
where is that? Where is that?
Temple fucking Bar, you idiot.
What?
It's in Temple Bar in Dublin. It's called the Temple Bar.
Oh, in Dublin. No, that's what I mean. In Dublin. No, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I've been there.
I tell you, when we get you out here now next summer hall, you better be set for a drinking session, lad.
Lads, I think it's time to say goodbye, and so we can hear Jay's last tune. Thanks everyone for watching. Apologies for the technical issues, but as Richie said, Jay will be back with us again. So I think it's time to say good night and thanks for watching. And here is Spectre.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, folks. Good night.
You see